Okay, this is Nick Moncur, head professional at Ingerborn Links, and recently I had James Scade in the indoor studio here, and James is a young professional, very good player, up and coming pro who plays on the Euro Pro Tour and very successful in the East Region PGA, so very good player. When I see a player like this, it's very, you don't want to change a lot in their swings. Obviously he's got, great swing, good talent. It can be very small, subtle changes that can make big differences to these players if it's only small. And with James, I felt with his swing here on the right hand side here, we move it back, his takeaway, there isn't a lot of wrist movement. He gets his arms and hands quite deep around him a little bit there. And gets the club slightly behind, and it's what we call quite a deep position. It's got behind him quite early in the takeaway, and lack of wrist hinge. As he goes up, his hands get a little bit around his body. It should be up a little more in front of the chest, I think, for a better plane. James' bad shot goes a little bit left. He's quite, he's a strong hitter, quite a big hitter in my opinion, and if he gets it going a little bit left, it can be very destructive. So I gave him a drill here on the left-hand side of it, like a preset with the wrists. So he did all his wrist set before he took the club away, and actually preset it way outside there as a drill. Reason I did this so he could, when he came back from that position, he could get his hands much more in front of his chest there. So you see the difference, that the hands in front of the chest halfway back, and the club looking much steeper on the way back, whereas this one, the hands going around his body quite deep and the club looking flatter. Now when we take him to the top on the drill, you see this will lay the club off a little bit more at the top. If we take his old swing, or sorry, his regular swing I should say, to the top, we don't see the club. You see it just through the hands there. It's still a great position, but with this one a little bit laid off because of the drill, as he can drop his hands, you see he goes underneath that backswing circle, whereas with the original swing he'll go just slightly out in front of that because he was deep going back. He's now got his hands in front of that circle, whereas coming down he's under it, which is a big move. So McIlroy does that so well, gets his hands under and keeps a lot of wrist set. So James from that position can get his arms and hands down, and the club there nicely in front of him, when still kept a good wrist angle, which keeps that club face nice and square. You see with his original swing where it's now coming a little bit over, it's down in the same position. You see there's the wrists are undoing a bit earlier. It's getting a little bit of release going on there. That's shutting the club face a little bit. So when he comes into the ball, he sort of fights the club face. He holds the club face there as he hits it, holds it open, because he's just fighting that left shot from there. Whereas with the drill, you'll see the club coming in, still a little bit open there, square there when he's hitting the ball, and then he can release it over. So that's the difference. And you see over there through impact with the original swing, he's holding that open there. So he can release that better with the drill without fear of it going left, because he's got a later release basically by setting those wrists earlier, keeping the wrist set later, and also getting the hands up and down on a much better plane. He can get through that with a better strike and not fear the left shot so much as the original swing. So it's a pleasure to have him in the studio. He's a great player. Hope he does some of that and it works, and good luck for him for the future. Cheers, James.